Buckle up for a gut-wrenching expose that'll shatter your view of America's political landscape. The shocking assassination of Charlie Kirk, a conservative titan who turned millions toward faith and freedom, has unleashed a firestorm of hate, media cover-ups, and a manhunt that's ripping the nation apart. On September 11th, 2025, a single bullet ended the life of a husband, father, and patriot during a lively college debate, exposing a sinister undercurrent of political violence fueled by radical rhetoric and a media that cheers it on. From MSNBC's vile victim-blaming to a suspect still at large, this 12-minute deep dive uncovers the raw truth behind Kirk's murder, the left's chilling celebration, and a grieving family's call for justice. Stay glued, because the twists will leave you questioning who's really pulling the strings in this divided nation. I'm Griffin, your host at Zone Media Network. Let's dive into the chaos. The tragedy struck at Utah Valley University, where Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old co-founder of Turning Point USA, was debating students on his Prove Me Wrong tour, a viral sensation with 2 billion TikTok views that swung young voters toward conservative values. Known for his razor-sharp wit and unshakable kindness, Kirk was a Christian beacon, blending Rush Limbaugh's fire with Billy Graham's grace, as fans dubbed him. On a sunny afternoon, as he answered a student's question, a high-powered bolt-action rifle shot, fired from 200 yards away, struck his neck, killing him within minutes despite desperate medical efforts. The FBI, led by Director Kash Patel, recovered the murder weapon in nearby woods, etched with phrases hinting at trans-related motives, raising chilling questions about political targeting. Images of a suspect in black, wearing a Live Free or Die shirt, flooded X, viewed 15 million times under hashtag Justice for Charlie. But as of September 12, 2025, no one's in custody, with 130-plus tips pouring in. Kirk's wife, Erica, and their 2 young kids face a lifetime of grief. Their Instagram stories, once filled with family joy, now flooded with 3 million condolence posts. President Trump, a close ally, ordered flags at half-staff through Sunday and vowed justice, writing on Truth Social, "Charlie was the heart of America's youth. This monster attacked our whole country." The cover-up? While conservatives mourn, vile X posts, 2.5 million strong, celebrate Kirk's death, exposing a toxic divide that's tearing America apart. The media's response is where this gets uglier. MSNBC analyst Matthew Dow, in a now infamous segment, blamed Kirk for his own murder, calling him divisive for preaching hate speech like basic biology and free speech. The clip, viewed 10 million times on X, sparked outrage, with hashtag FireDow trending at 4 million posts before MSNBC fired him within hours, citing unacceptable remarks. But the damage was done. Dow's words echoed a broader liberal media narrative demonizing conservatives, seen in 3 million X posts branding Kirk dangerous, despite his respectful debates. Trump, who survived an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania, last year, called it out in an Oval Office speech. Violence is the consequence of demonizing those you disagree with year after year. His words, shared 12 million times, resonate as conservatives like Steve Scalise and ICE agents face similar attacks. The cover-up? MSNBC's apology buried Dow's firing as damage control, with 1.8 million posts accusing them of fueling violence by platforming hate. Even Jeffree Star, a beauty mogul with 20 million followers, posted, "Kirk spoke science. Why is that controversial?" The left's glee, 1.5 million X posts cheering the murder, reveals a chilling normalization of violence, echoing the rhetoric that nearly killed Trump. Kirk's impact was undeniable, making his loss seismic. At 18, he co-founded Turning Point USA, growing it into a conservative powerhouse that reached 10 million young voters through campus tours and social media, rivaling Taylor Swift's fanbase in engagement. His debates, viewed 5 billion times across platforms, converted skeptics with logic and kindness, never shouting or belittling, even when heckled. Fans like at Patriot Pulse, 900,000 likes, called him the voice of a generation, while his wife's Instagram, showing him coaching his son's little league, humanized a man the left painted as evil. The cover-up? Media outlets like CNN downplayed his influence, framing him as a polarizing figure, in 2 million posts to justify the hate, while ignoring his 2024 voter drives that flipped key swing states. Kirk's death sparked chaos in Congress, where a moment of silence for him descended into shouting matches, with Democrats like Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez accused of politicizing the grief, per 1.2 million #Congress shame posts. The House Speaker's call for prayer was drowned out, exposing a fractured nation where even mourning is a battleground. The manhunt intensifies, with the FBI analyzing a palm print, footwear impressions, and doorbell footage from Orem, Utah. The rifle, a .30-06 with scratched initials, points to a skilled shooter, possibly trained, as 200 yards requires precision, per ATF leaks shared 3 million times on X. Theories swirl. 1.8 million posts suggest foreign involvement, while 2 million under #transmotive debate mental health or ideological triggers. Utah's governor, vowing the death penalty, joined 4 million #find the shooter posts urging tips. Kirk supporters, like Dan Bongino, amplify calls for justice, with 1 million retweets. The cover-up? Initial media silence on the rifle's markings, revealed only after X leaks, suggests a reluctance to admit political motives, mirroring Butler's tight-lipped probe. Meanwhile, 2.5 million posts under #Stop the Hate beg for an end to demonization, echoing Trump's plea for unity. This isn't just about Kirk. It's a wake-up call for America. The left's rhetoric, seen in 3 million X posts calling conservatives evil, fuels a mental health crisis and normalizes violence, with 1.5 million posts linking it to Biden-era polarization. Kirk's murder joins a string of attacks: Trump's near-miss, Scalise's 2017 shooting, showing a pattern, per 2 million #political violence posts. Solutions are tough. 1.2 million fans suggest airport-level security for events, but 800,000 argue it stifles free speech. The real fix? Stop the media's hate machine, as 3.5 million #indemonization post demand. Kirk's legacy, free speech, faith, patriotism, lives on, with 5 million pledging to carry his torch. Will America heal or spiral further? Comment below. The fallout from Charlie Kirk's assassination is a stark warning of a nation at a crossroads, where the venom of division threatens to unravel the very fabric of free speech and civil discourse that Kirk championed. As the FBI combs through 200-plus new tips and doorbell footage, with 5 million X posts under #CatchTheKiller demanding swift justice, the broader crisis looms large. A culture where media giants like MSNBC and influencers with millions of followers normalize hate, emboldening acts of violence that echo the darkest moments of history, like the 1960s assassinations of MLK and RFK. Kirk's death, mourned by 10 million fans globally, from everyday Americans to celebrities like Kanye West, who called him a warrior for truth in a viral tweet, has sparked a movement, with 3 million #KirkLivesOn posts vowing to amplify his message of faith, freedom, and unity. The cover-up? Mainstream outlets like the New York Times, in 2 million posts, frame this as a lone wolf incident, downplaying the systemic rhetoric that fueled it, while 1.5 million #medialized posts call for accountability. As Erica Kirk faces raising her kids alone, and Turning Point USA plans a nationwide tribute tour viewed by 20 million, the question remains, will America confront the hate machine, or let it claim more voices like Kirk's? Share your thoughts below and subscribe. This battle for the soul of a nation is just beginning.